Yeah, I thought all the restarts were crazy. I thought that was the most tamed restart I've had the whole race, really. So I knew the two in front of me had no tires, and we had tires, and I was like, man, I gotta get by him really quick. So I know going into one, I was blocking the bottom, trying to get underneath him. I thought about going down the center of a couple cars there, and I said, man, I gotta go in the corner behind him, hope he washes up, and he washed up just enough to get my nose underneath him, and we were able to clear him. So once we cleared him, I had to get enough room. The draft with these cars, these Nationwide cars don't have a whole ton of horsepower. So if you're 4 or 5 car lengths in front of the guy, they'll draft you right back down the straightaways. So once you get 6 or 7 car lengths, you can feel a little bit more comfortable about it. So I had a car that's good enough to take off on that last restart. We weren't really good on restarts the whole race, so Adam and the boys made a couple good adjustments there in the last stop to help us take off better.
Additional questions here from the driver's meeting room? Okay, any questions from the media center?
Yes, we have questions from the media center.
Bob Parker, Scene Daily. For Joey, is it any different battling Kyle Busch when he's driving his own stuff? And for Joe, I saw you go over to Kyle, kind of what you tell him, and he's had kind of a rough start, so I was curious to just kind of what you've thought about that as far as his nationwide program.
I know for me, racing against him, we're going to race the same no matter what. We're still teammates on Sunday. We're going to race each other hard no matter what. And we ran each other clean. We raced each other really hard. I think we both had a lot of fun out there. And, good for him to get his car rolling a little bit better than what it's been the past few weeks. I'm sure he's excited about that. But, it was exciting to come up on top.
Well, for me, I was kind of watching him. He started dead last, and it didn't take him long to get up there. I always, hey, you don't like racing Kyle if he's going against you. And I don't know why he started back there, but they said something happened earlier there. But, he's going to give it everything he's got. I kind of went over to him after the race there because he had to restart dead last. And I don't know what happened there on pit road, but I just kind of said to him, I said, hey, that was a great job getting it back to where you did. And back in the top 10. I thought it was a great effort. So I thought the race today was very competitive. There were a lot of guys up there, and there were some heavyweights going after it. I thought it was a great race, and hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
Go ahead with your next question from the media center.
Kay Presto, Cars and Competition. Joey, you were so dominant. You never ran lower than third. And did you find the best groove? Was the car functioning the best? How was the track and the heat?
Yeah, it was pretty similar to what we had when we practiced yesterday. The track didn't change that much. It was a lot different this morning when it was overcast and we were qualifying, but it was pretty similar to what we were yesterday. So for me, I was on the bottom most of the time. That's where I practiced the most, is try to get my car good on the bottom, because I knew it's going to be really hard to get to work down there, and there won't be many cars down there. So the guy that does will have an advantage. So we worked hard enough, and we did get that advantage by being able to run down there. For me, it was either the line or at the wall, so there wasn't much in the middle for me. So after a few laps, I'd move it up top. I saw other cars were up there making a lot of speed, so I'd put it up by the wall and able to get some speed back on older tires. So, like Adam said earlier, it's a lot of fun to be able to move around and slide these things around a lot. And it's crazy. I wish we had in-car cameras in every one of these cars, because every one of us are in there. It looks like we're chopping wood, man. We're sawing on that wheel like crazy. So it's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the media center?
That's it from the media center.
Any questions from the press box?
Yeah, Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Joey, how important was it for you to keep the streak going? And you've won 8 straight here, JGR has in Nationwide, but a Toyota's never won the Cup race, so how's the car for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's important to keep a streak going. When you got 8 consecutive wins at Joe Gibbs Racing, you want to be the guy that keeps it going. You don't want to be the guy that didn't win it and broke the streak. So obviously it makes you work extra hard. Not that we don't work hard any other weekend. We try to win every one of them. But, to keep a streak going like that, that's important for our whole company. And tomorrow, the Dollar General Toyota is it's pretty good right now. We went back and forth in practice. The first practice was overcast, like I was talking about earlier. The second practice, the sun came out a little bit, changed the balance of our car a lot. So I think it's going to be important for us to kind of realize what the track's going to do and, be smart and methodical with our changes tonight and what we do in the beginning of the race tomorrow. So Jason Ratcliffe and the boys are working on that already. And as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to give them a phone call and try to figure it out with them.
Next question from the press box.
A question for the crew chief, Adam Stevens, Wolfgang Monzer from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. Can you maybe describe why your team has such an outstanding success on this racetrack? Is it the engine? Is it setup? Is it aero package? Is it a combination of all? And question number 2, did you do any significant changes from qualifying to race setup?
I'll answer number 2 first. Excuse me. In the Nationwide Series, we're on an impound format, which means we're limited on the adjustments we can do. We're allowed to do a little bit of wedge, a little bit of track bar, and tape. So the answer to that question would be no. Pretty standard adjustments across the field to get the car tight enough for maximum performance for one lap. As far as what it takes to win out here, this is only my second year in the Nationwide Series, so this is the only win I've been a part of. But to win 8 in a row takes the total package, and it takes some luck. That's an unbelievable streak for one company. 8 races in a row is ridiculous. But the big thing that makes a car get around Fontana, like I said before, with the surface, in my opinion, is the driver and the engine. And that's 2 areas where today I feel like we had the field covered.
I have another question for Mr. Gibbs. Again, Wolfgang Monzer from Germany, Rennsport Press Agency. When Kyle Busch set up his own nationwide team, was there any kind of cooperation? Did you give him any help? Or just was he by his own and you see him now as one of the biggest rivals for Joey going on in the Nationwide Series?
I think with Kyle, we kind of talked that over. We do have a relationship with Monster, which is his sponsor there. Have a great relationship with them. So we talked about that. They are also on our Cup car, on the 20 Cup car. There are beverage there. So there is a relationship there. Obviously, we really like Kyle, talk all the time to him and Rick. But really, it's Kyle. Kyle has done a real good job of putting that team together. Today it was, performing extremely well. So he gets all the credit for that. And I think they've done a good job with Rick Wren and everybody kind of putting things together over there. We have a good relationship, obviously, with those guys. Talk to them all the time. But it's really Kyle being able to put all that together.
Any more questions from the press box?
No additional questions.
Okay, we'll take a question down here from Jim Utter.
Jim Utter, Charlotte, capitalized on a winning car today. How close do you feel, or how close do you feel you're getting to that point on the Cup side? And how would you kind of evaluate the first several weeks of the season working with Jason?
I mean, to start the nationwide stuff, I think when we switched over to this new COT car, we went from very dominant. Our cars were awesome every weekend, and we went to, oh boy, we got a lot of work to do. And all the guys at the shop have done a great job, especially over this winter, on bringing our cars back a lot better to get our nationwide teams back up to snuff where they need to be again and being able to win races. On the Cup side, Jason and I are working really well together. We're definitely got that chemistry that we talk back and forth. We're positive to each other, and I think it's the most important thing is staying positive even when on a tough day. Take the positives out of it, learn as much as you can, and keep that relationship as tight as you possibly can. So I think we got an awesome friendship going on right there. We know how each other works already. Obviously, that'll always keep going. As the more you're with somebody and the more you hang out with them, and you get to know each other very well. So I think that's going good. I think he's understanding what I want in a race car very well. The way I explain what's going on, and we still find little things here and there that we can work on, and I think that's part of it, and I think we always should be that way, to always look for something that we can work on together as a relationship. So I think we're getting closer, for sure. I think our cars, all at Joe Gibbs Racing, our cars have gotten better over the off season. I think you see, obviously with Denny and Kyle on the front row starting tomorrow, we're starting 8th. So we got speed in our race cars. We've qualified in the top 10 the last, I think, 3 or 4 races. So We just need to finish a little bit better than where we've been the last few races. We just need to take one more step and get back up in the top 5, and then that win will come. So we just got to be patient with it. We got to keep working at it and make sure we stay where we're at, number 1, and then try to improve ourselves to get us more solid at the end of the chase.
A quick follow-up for Joe, same kind of question. How would you evaluate how things have gone with the changes that were made in the offseason?
Yeah, be quite truthful. We kind of resist changes, at Joe Gibbs Racing. We like long-term deals with our sponsors and with our employees. But in this case, there were 2 separate instances, and that we made the change there at crew chief. And so it makes you nervous. I was nervous, but I think we got 3 guys. Jason and Dave had worked together to help build our nationwide program, a big part of that. We knew they worked together great. Darian coming in, I think, we really, with Zippy going over to Tony, and then us getting Darian, I think it was kind of an exchange really in information. And that's been real interesting for us. I think that's really helped. I think we got 3 crew chiefs now in Cup that they're roughly the same age. They really work together. There's a great chemistry there. Now we'll just have to see how it continues and how we build on things. But I do, considering the way things worked, I think everybody around our place is on a high. I think we feel real good about things, and so we want long-term relationships. That's why it was exciting today to see Translux and them to get a big benefit out of this, and we really appreciate them coming on board. But our sponsors, for us, are a big deal, too. Long-term relationships are what we want, just like with our employees.
Any other questions? Okay, we'll take a final question here in the back.
Martin Henderson with RaceScribe.net. Actually, 2 questions, one for Joey and one for Mr. Gibbs. Joey, how much of today's performance carries over to tomorrow, or are the 2 mutually exclusive? And for Joe, how emotionally, how does winning a game compare with winning a race?
For us, I try to run every nationwide race I possibly can, no matter what. And there's still a few races for us to sell to run some more. I think it's very helpful for my Cup program. Plus, I have a lot of fun winning races and running races, so I'm going to race no matter what. But I think it is very helpful to one thing, you can transfer information back and forth between crew chief and both crew chiefs. And that's going really well this year, too, considering that Jason just came from the nationwide side. So the relationship there is really tight. So the communication back and forth, that helps. And as a driver, the more laps you can make on a racetrack with the same tire is very, very helpful. So I learned things out there today that worked for me, and things that I kind of think which way the track's going to go for tomorrow. I think which way the cars are going to move on restarts and what you're going to do. And it gives you a little better game plan, a little head start maybe into Sunday's race. So I think it's very important to do it, like I said, and the other part of it's just a lot of fun too.
I forgot my question. What was it? Oh, win a game in football. It's the differences in the sports, which I really enjoy over here, is our sponsors. In the NFL, you're going to play no matter what. You gotta, you're gonna tee it up and go if you make the team, or if you can own a team, or if you can coach a team. Over here it's different. We have sponsors over here, and so the thrill for me is to see sponsors like Translux coming with us, Spirion, new companies like that. They come and they're willing to put some of their resources towards racing with us. I get the biggest kick out of all of our sponsors and seeing them enjoy the wins. And so I think, over here you own things. I tell everybody the thrill is trying to make the payments every the first of every month. So there's a thrill in that. But I'm always in the wrong end of everything. The drivers, if you're going to do something over here, be the driver, okay? They pay 2 people to drive their motorhome. I pay 450 people to work on his race car. and then when we win a purse on the weekend, I still haven't figured this out. He gets half, and we get half. I mean, something is wrong with this. It's the wrong picture. So in any case, I think it's a thrill, And I've been blessed because I'm in two of the greatest sports in the world and get a chance to do that. So it's hard for me to separate them, really. I think my wife said it's probably the best. It's like having babies. They're all great.